Welcome to our webinar series, The Building Blocks of a Digital Workplace on Office 365. I'm Daryl Trimble, CEO of SP Marketplace. We are the leader in providing out-of-the-box workplace solutions built on Office 365 and SharePoint, made up of an intranet portal and operational portals in an integrated intranet structure. We accelerate your move to a digital workplace. Find out more at spmarketplace.com. In previous webinars, we've covered what a digital workplace is and what it can do for your organization. Just to kind of look at that again, in traditional organizations, which are really driven by siloed departments, employees are kind of left to finding the things that they need across kind of a chaotic structure that is different by department, and it can take up a lot of their time. The concept of a digital workplace allows you to actually provide a workplace environment that is built on top of a platform that provides an organizational hub and structure that employees can communicate, collaborate, access information, and a consistent way to get at internal services and resources. That's the concept of a digital workplace. And we've defined it basically as a digital workplace is a central workspace that encompasses all technology, information, collaboration, and processes that people use to get their work done in a common user experience from anywhere, anytime, on any device. And we've seen that a digital workplace really brings together technology, people, collaboration, as well as information like documents, media, business intelligence, and other things, and melds that with the everyday processes they use in the business. That is a concept of the digital workplace.
So now that we've talked about the high-level definition of a digital workplace, let's take a look at what makes up a digital workplace. What building blocks is there? So if we take a look at a digital workplace and break it down, we see that there's a structure and a set of components. At the core of a digital workplace is the workplace platform. Again, this is something that takes care of some of the core functions that you need in a digital workplace. Things like user and group management, security and permissions and governance, data, that being structured data, and the ability to store data and share data, managing content, whether it be a web page or site page, or whether it be documents and media, the ability to automate process through a common workflow capability. Also, collaboration tools at all levels, whether it be email, chat, meetings, and then connectivity in a consistent way to outside systems and connectivity to outside web services. And most importantly, as part of this is a common user experience off of this platform. So this is really the core to your success of a digital workplace, is to be able to manage at a single platform point, as well as deliver user experience in a consistent way. Now, the next level of delivery that's needed is a set of tools. These are core tools that your employees will use. And you have many of these already, like Microsoft Office. So Office applications that help obviously in things like word processing, spreadsheets, presentations, and so we're all familiar with. Email and calendar that many of us use Outlook for, and being able to communicate via email. Things like online meetings, chat, conversations that are part of collaboration tools are needed as well. File sharing, such as document management and other things. Work management, where you get into tasks, projects, and workflows. Media management, managing different types of media out there, such as videos, audios, and other things. And then finally, the ability to discover and search for information easily in the workplace. These are all tools that are core to a workplace. And then next we have how it's actually accessed. In what kind of context is it accessed by the users? Well, users participate in groups and communities. So there may be group sites that they actually access it from. Also, where most employees actually operate is within the context of their organization from a department, or they access services from different departments, operational portals. And then finally, as part of both of these, There's business applications. Some of these may be back office, but workplace business applications are actually built on this same platform and are generally employee-facing applications. So let's take a look at components of the digital workplace. I'm not going to go over each of these. Is a platform, services or tools, group sites, an intranet structure, which has operational portals and service portals, and then finally workplace applications. So we're going to step through and take a look at each of these components quickly. So first of all, at the core is this digital workplace platform. And it's the base platform upon which everything is built or integrated to. And it really has a core infrastructure of common elements used across the platform. Now, what this does is it really fills out all these different areas. This is also where you're going to save huge money on IT, because now you only have to, for instance, set up a new hire in one user ID and one set of groups, because it's shared. All of this is done across. If you go through an organization change with users and groups, you change it in one place and not across many different applications. If you're going to go in and share data or cross-reference documents with, say, an account or an employee, that can be done too, because there's common data structures, common document management, and there's content management. So this is really where you're going to get the lower cost of IT, because there's a central console for governance and administration of all applications, tools, and so on built on top of this platform. And then second, also things like going to new technologies like mobile device support will be much more consistent, because the platform really handles a lot of the way that mobile is provided, rather than having to worry about many different applications out there or tools and how they provide mobile support. Now, the second set of components for a digital workplace are tools. And again, these are the core tools that staff and employees use in their work every day. We're often familiar with Microsoft Office and the core Office applications and email and calendars. You may even be using different software tools or capabilities for online meetings, another one for chat and discussions. Also, things like document sharing and cloud storage of your documents and content, work management, tracking tasks and projects, media storage, video management, even things like discovery and giving tools for search like hashtags and metadata. One of the big problems is these things often are all over the place, many different tools, many different platforms. So it's important also to have these set of tools on a common platform so that your employees can easily get to what they need. So the next area is kind of a destination type of component. So it's called group sites. And this is really where employees will operate to communicate as either a community or a team for collaboration. This might be for projects. It might be for sharing, like a sales team sharing competitive data and tips, and or it might be across different things, like a revenue idea team. It might be across marketing and sales and services. So this is really what we would call dynamic teams out there. We see a lot of attention to this in collaboration. And it's really set up so that you have a portal for this team or group where you can share things like announcements, a calendar of things, shared email and discussions. You might even be working on documents and files and other things that you're sharing together. Also, task tracking, if you're tracking projects. There may even be a need for external user access. The key thing here is these are generally peer-to-peer, and they're very dynamic in nature, so they may come and go as teams. The next one really component is core to putting it into the context of work. And many people work in some type of operational context in their organizations as part of a department or a functional unit as well. So such as division. And also, though, we also see different levels of this. And this is what we call an intranet structure. It's a website for internal constituents to the organization, and consists generally of a top homepage that's kind of the entrance point to the operation, a services type of portal for common services that all employees access, and then different department portals, which are, again, all of these called operational portals. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about operational portals. Now, an intranet structure obviously has a home page, but a major portion of an intranet structure is the operational portal. And it's really different than a group site or group portal, because that tends to be for peer-to-peer groups. But an operational portal is more functional in nature. So it's organized around functional groups such as IT, HR, and so on. They're typically departments, could be branches or operational groups. And in each one of them, you really need two sides to it. There's what we call a staff portal that will have a home page. It will have dashboards. It will have sharing of documents and events, maybe sharing of knowledge in a knowledge base, as well as task tracking and the relevant business process applications that go along with that department. Also core to it, every one of them has a service request system. Now, the service request system actually serves more of the service portal. So think of a service portal side of the operational portals here as the department's face to its customers. It's a place that employees, for instance, come to HR to get services from HR. So they can go in and see their service requests. They could see new HR announcements. They could get access to different HR resources such as forms and information like that. There's also the concept of a knowledge base so that there can be self-service and events. So it really is the employee-facing side of an operational portal. Now, sometimes it may not be just around an operation. It may be, like this Employee Central, is a combination of things like a central help desk, as well as other things like rooms and reservations. So operational portals are very much part of the intranet structure, but they really represent the functional part of the overall operation. Okay, the next area is digital workplace applications. Now, these are applications actually built to run in the digital workplace. And typically they're employee facing, or whoever the kind of constituent is in the digital workplace. And they often include service request desks or help desks, time off, expenses, travel requests, capital equipment requests, as well as some HR things like policy acknowledgement, performance reviews, maybe even onboarding. And this is where really managers get involved with it. They're all built, again, on this platform so that you don't have the work of having individual applications, and they can interact with the different tools and capabilities of the digital workplace. In smaller organizations, we may see some manual processes that you're doing with either electronic forms or paper forms and email approval that can fit into these very well. They may link to back office systems. So for instance, with a payroll system or an accounting system that are really designed for functional staff use only and not necessarily designed for employee self-service. They may even front end some of these systems as well. And the key thing here is all of these applications to qualify as a digital workplace application are built on that common platform using the common capabilities like workflow. It uses the common user experience and is launched from operational portals. It's a natural flow of the digital workplace. And they may integrate with other services in the workplace as well, such as task tracking or calendars or that type of thing too. So workplace applications are a component, really the process part of it. So if we take a look again at the overall picture of a workplace structure and its components, you can see that it's all built on that common user platform, and it's built to integrate with each other. So for instance, you might have an HR operational portal which interacts with an HR team on a group site. And that should be seamless. So in other words, if they want to go in and share documents in the group site, they can do that. If they want to share discussions, they can go in and out of the operational portal seamlessly. The same thing goes with business applications. If they're in the HR portal and they're doing policy acknowledgement applications and managing policies and electronic acknowledgements by employees, that should also be seamless as well. So they interact and work together. So now you should have a pretty good picture of what makes up a digital workplace. So the next area here is, let's take a look at how you might actually deliver and move to a digital workplace kind of IT infrastructure using Office 365. So let's take a look at Office 365. And this may surprise a lot of people because a lot of people are only really using it for email and document management. But it is really so much more. And what's happened is Microsoft has actually done a progression of changes to Office 365, which move it from just really your office automation in the cloud to a full digital workplace platform. So if we take a look at what happened here is really in 2012 to 13 when they first came out, they really put just email and some of the basic office automation capabilities up there. Then they really started moving to saying, hey, we really need to add collaboration as part of this cloud platform so that people can actually share information, discussions, and then finally they've moved it to a digital workplace. So we've seen this progression. What many of you may be using is really just the first phase of Office 365, and that is your email, calendars, tasks, and many of the Office applications such as Word and Excel. Then they started adding things for collaboration, Yammer, SharePoint, Planner, people in groups, and Delve as well. And then finally, in the last year or two here, they've moved to more of what we would call an ecosystem for a digital workplace. So adding components like a common dashboard or business intelligence element, Office 365 store for different tools and capabilities by third parties to fit in and built on that platform. Things like Power Apps to provide mobile and device type capabilities. And then Office 365 connectors to make it easy to connect to outside systems, web services, and information feeds. And then finally, putting it into the context of the organization through companies like us, SP Marketplace, who provide operational portals and out-of-the-box intranet structures as well, and bringing the full promise of a digital workplace and making that possible. So let's take a look at how that fits in with 365. So of course, Office 365 has a core set of functional pieces that allow it to power many different components of Office 365. So a common set of users really kind of driven through Active Directory with groups and permissions and security and governance, and common sets of data like SharePoint lists or SQL. Content, managed documents, and that through OneDrive with SharePoint in the back end, as well as content being delivered in sites. And Workflow Engine, they've put in some incredible collaboration capabilities with Skype for Business and putting in connectivity with connectors as well as going through transactional type things like Flow to connect to other systems. And also, as many of you know, they've also released a whole bunch of tools. And now it's really a full set of productivity tools that employees can use to do everything from keeping track of tasks and projects to doing very powerful searches through Delve, as well as seeing people information and doing things like building dashboards across different systems with feeds from both inside of Office 365 and outside systems. And then finally, they've also just announced groups. Groups is really where, think of those as sites or portals for dynamic groups such as project teams or other types of groups to share information and take advantage of some of these tools that we see below. So this is really kind of the first step in providing a access point to the different components of Office 365. Now what we do as an organization is we take it even further. We provide the out-of-the-box intranet structure that is built on native Office 365 and takes advantage of the common user experience as well as integration with the different tools out there. And it's a place that people can work from in their department or get services from different departments as well. And we call these operational portals. And then finally, workplace applications. And some of these may be in the Office 365 App Store. Other ones, for instance, we've built for common service request desks or help desks, things like time off requests and other things like policy acknowledgments and facilities work orders and so on, are workplace applications that are built on the digital workplace platform on Office 365. Then the other thing too is they've made it so that, through the Office 365 interface, app launcher, that you can go in and you can launch different applications as well as operational portals such as an intranet or HR or other types of things. And they're all designed with common user interfaces so that if you're moving from, say, an intranet to the people page showing directories and people information to Power BI to Planner, it all very much looks the same in a common user experience. So the key thing here is, whether you know it or not, it's actually mostly available today, leveraging this powerful platform. And what we provide as part of this is a full operational portal kind of intranet suite. We call it the SP Workplace Suite, which is part of this, that delivers that key missing piece from what Microsoft provides. And it brings the operational side of it into the digital workplace.
So at this point in the webinar, we thought we'd give you a flavor of what a digital workplace on Office 365 could look like. As you can see, I'm in my Office 365. I also am in the intranet, which is where I really start my day to get at different things. I reach the intranet through the app launcher in Office 365, where I can get to the many different services, as well as the operational portals that I work out of. The intranet, by coming in here, I can get the latest news and information. I can actually link to the different areas of my work that I want to do anytime. This is all customized to me, as well as get to other areas such as a central help desk, Doc Central, get to the groups and people of Office 365, industry news, and so on. I can get to my Power BI dashboard, where I can see what's going on in the organization. I can see marketing and sales. I can see reports from Google Analytics, which were part of the Power BI and delivered as a connectable source of data. I can take a look at our leads per day from our marketing system, from our CRM, our opportunity count and revenue, from our accounting system, finance data, and I can actually drill down at any time into these different things and drill into more detail. Even things like HR reports and different activities around HR, such as hires and headcounts and so on. All very easy to get at with the Office 365 digital workplace and integrated components like Power BI into the operational portals. Going back to the intranet, I can get other things as well. It has a site structure of different departments. If I needed something from IT or HR, I can go there. And it has a central employee services portal. The nice thing is I can use this from my tablet. I can use it as I am right now from my laptop or any other thing, because it's a totally responsive interface. And it is integrated with the different parts of Office 365. So I'll take you just on a short tour here. I can go in here and see, for instance, this is an RSV from the company blog. I can see that there were announcements put up here from different departments. That's from the operational departments below this site, as well as events. And I can look at a calendar, I can look at company news, I can see who the newest hires are, which was actually posted by HR from their portal, and I can even do ratings on the news as well. If I need to do things operational, I can go into this employee services portal and be able to do things like going to a central help desk or to Doc Central to find anything that I need. Process Central allows me to get to things like time off requests or expenses as well. And I can even look at time off calendars and employee suggestions from here too. If I go back to the intranet, we'll see that it is integrated with Office 365 through some of the links that we have, as well as org charts and so on. So let's say I wanted to go into the people section here. I can see the different folks that I interact with, the groups that I'm part of, my favorite contacts. I can select individuals such as Ashley or Kevin, and for instance, see the latest things that they've shared with me very easily, or talk directly with them through Skype for Business. And by just hovering over them, I can see the latest communications from them as well. So the collaboration piece of the digital workplace really is brought by Office 365, but integrated with the operational portals through the intranet or the department portals. If I'm in a department such as IT help desk or marketing, say I'm in the marketing department, I can go to my department and interact with my peers. I can go in and do such things as work on different campaigns. I can do some website work in the website workspace, social media work, all things that our marketing department does. I can link out to our marketing group where the marketing team interacts. We have our own calendar. We have our OneDrive where we share things, as well as discussions too. And again, these are all integrated with that operational portal where we track things like campaigns. We actually have a employee portal that's part of our marketing portal where people can make requests of the marketing department. I can even interact with things like Planner in Office 365 and bring that into the operational portal as well. The key thing here is everything that I'm doing is through a single platform, that being Office 365, and integrated together as well. And here, for instance, is our planner, where we can see the different tasks and projects that are going on and who's working on them, and actually drill down into a task board where I can see exactly where different projects are and tasks assigned to different people. I can even go and see all my tasks across all the groups I'm part of here as well. If I go back to our marketing portal, I can also go in and get into Teams or Yammer. I can see the latest social media calendar and what we have planned, any operational documents if we have any collateral being worked on, or any service requests that are outstanding here. And again, this is something that is totally operational, such that the marketing group, in whatever they're doing, such as campaigns, tracking collateral, tracking marketing events related to it, a campaign, all is done in here. We track our mailing lists and so on. So this really is an operational portal, which is very different from the group site that we use for collaboration of our marketing group. Now, if I was an employee coming in and needing marketing services, it would actually redirect me, because I'm not part of the marketing group permissions, to the My Marketing portal. From here, I can actually do a service request, perhaps requesting a new piece of collateral or a change to the website. I could go to the Resource Center to find different resources from marketing, see the latest news, marketing calendars, and so on. So if I was a sales rep, this is where I would come to find out what's going on. I could even order merchandise, t-shirts, or whatever for the next trade show here. So like we talked about earlier with operational portals, the marketing portal has both a staff side of the portal and a service side for employees to come into. Now, what's important to note here as I go back to the intranet is that if I were to go to another site, such as IT, it is set up in very much the same way. This is what's really important, is consistency in design across operational portals. So here we are on the staff portal of the IT support operational portal, and you can see that here, unlike marketing, which deals with campaigns and everything else, they have different operational things they deal with. Here's a help desk, here's asset tracking and change management. They're doing other things like tracking different tickets, overdue cases, and so on. And again, they have their team links, and there is an employee portal here. So if somebody came in and needed help from IT, or needed to get at different resources or the latest cards, quick start cards or guides or training videos, it's all part of the My IT portal. So again, the key thing here is providing integration between Office 365, email, calendars, all the different things you use all day, groups, which is really how groups collaborate, and providing an operational portal structure to actually operate within the organization to not only get services from departments like IT or marketing, but also to provide those departments with a place that they can actually track their operation and do group collaboration.
So I hope that this part of the series has been helpful to you and really shown you how you can actually move to a digital workplace, leveraging Office 365 and using many of the technologies that are available today.
To learn more about turning Office 365 into a digital workplace, visit our site at spmarketplace.com. There you'll find additional webinars which drill into a digital workplace and the benefits it can provide for your organization, white papers, and demonstrations of digital workplace solutions. You can also get information about our SP Digital Workplace Suite, the intranet operational portal structure provided by SP Marketplace to accelerate your movement to a digital workplace.